Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive deep into something kind of mind-blowing?
Always up for a challenge. What are we tackling today?
We're talking AI, but not just AI in its own little bubble. We're going deep on how it's going to completely reshape the world of banking as we know it.
Now, that's a conversation I'm very interested in.
Me too, trust me. And to guide us, we've got this really fascinating article. It lays out some pretty wild predictions, but the thing is, a lot of it isn't some far-off future scenario. It's happening right now.
Right, it's not science fiction anymore.
Exactly. Like, remember the early days of the internet? Dial-up tones, those clunky computers, and we were all jazzed just to send an email.
Yeah, and look at us now.
This article basically says we're at that same point with AI and banking. It's exciting, a little unknown, but the potential is huge.
Huge is an understatement, I think. I mean, we're already seeing it everywhere, right?
Absolutely. And this article, it doesn't just talk the talk, it gives real examples of how people are already using AI, like ChatGPT, in their daily lives.
Oh, absolutely. From automating tasks to even helping write content, it's incredible.
And even making some investment decisions, which is kind of wild to think about. But the point is, it's not just some niche thing anymore.
It's becoming mainstream.
Exactly. And get this. This article cited a study by Temenos, and they found that 77% of banking executives believe AI is going to be completely mission-critical to their success.
Wow, 77%, that's a staggering number.
Right. It's not just the techies who are excited about this, it's the people actually running the banks. So it makes you wonder, what does this actually mean for the everyday person who's just trying to, manage their money?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And that's what we're going to unpack today.
So this article really breaks down how AI is going to change things, and it boils it down to three big buckets, three big ways it's going to transform banking.
Oh, this is my favorite part.
Yeah, me too. It's really interesting.
So let's start with personalized service, because I think that's the one that jumps out to most people.
Okay, yeah, personalized service. So, what does that even mean? Is it just my banking app telling me happy birthday and, pretending it knows me?
Right, exactly. It's like, oh, thanks for the birthday message. But that's not really what I'm looking for.
Yeah, no, exactly. This is way beyond that.
Way beyond that. So think of it more like having a personal financial advisor, but without having to, go into the office and have the awkward small talk and, all that stuff. And it's definitely without the hefty hourly rate you'd normally pay.
Oh, okay, so I'm sold already.
Right.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
So it's about getting advice, but it's tailored to you specifically, like your spending habits, your goals, your risk tolerance.
Okay.
It's about getting that proactive support. Imagine you're about to overdraft on your checking account, but instead of getting hit with a fee, your banking app sends you a little notification like, hey, looks like you're getting close. Do you want me to transfer some money from your savings account? It just takes care of it for you.
Okay. That would be amazing.
Right.
No more panicking on a Sunday night because I forgot to transfer money. Exactly. And then on top of that, imagine it's suggesting financial products or strategies that you haven't even thought of.
Okay, yeah, I need that. I'm so bad at thinking about that kind of stuff.
Right, you're busy living your life.
Right.
You don't have time to research all the different credit cards or investment options.
Oh my gosh, no.
But AI does.
Okay, that's a little scary, but also kind of amazing.
Right. It's like having a super smart assistant working behind the scenes just for you.
Okay, yeah, that part I like a lot.
So that's personalized service.
Okay, so what's next? What's the next big change? Because this is a lot to take in already.
Yeah, no kidding. So the next one is all about automation. So we're talking about AI taking over all those tedious tasks that we all hate dealing with.
Oh, yes, please. Can we just make all of that go away?
Right. So imagine paying your bills, transferring money between accounts, even applying for a loan, all with a few taps on your phone. Or even just your voice.
Wait, so I wouldn't even have to talk to another human being?
Exactly. It's like banking, but without the bank.
Okay, I like where this is going, and it's all instant.
Pretty much. And because AI works 24/7, all these services are available to you whenever you need them.
Oh, that's a good point, because it's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday, and I realize I need to transfer money to my savings account, but the bank is closed.
Exact. Or you're traveling, and you need to check your balance in the middle of the night. No problem. AI's got you covered.
Okay, so it's like having a bank branch in my pocket, but it's always open.
Exactly. And on top of all that, this kind of automation could actually lead to lower fees because banks are becoming more efficient. They don't have to staff as many people.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And those savings get passed on to you, the customer.
Okay, I'm definitely on board with that.
There's this crazy example in this article. It talks about CaixaBank in Spain. They're using AI to process something like 12,000 transactions every single second.
Wait, 12,000 Every second?
Every second.
That's insane. Like, what does that even look like in real life?
Right. It's mind-boggling. But for you, it means faster service, fewer errors, and potentially lower fees. It's about making banking practically invisible. That's just happening in the background of your life.
Invisible banking, I can get on board with that.
Right.
Okay, so we've got personalized advice. We've got super fast automation. What's the third thing? What's the third big change?
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
The article calls it conversational banking.
Conversational banking? Okay. I feel like that could mean a lot of things.
It does.
Okay.
But it's essentially being able to manage your entire financial life just by talking to your banking app.
Oh, like I'm talking to you right now.
Exactly. Either through text or even just your voice. Imagine needing to pay a bill.
Mm-hmm.
You just tell your AI assistant.
Okay.
Or you want to check your balance or see how much you spent on groceries last month.
Hmm.
You just ask.
Okay, but then I feel like I would never learn how to do anything on my own. It would be like I'm completely reliant on this AI.
Well, and that's an interesting point because if AI is kind of calling all the shots in my financial life, then what role do I actually play? Do I even need to understand my own finances anymore?
That's a really good question, and it's something this article dives into a bit.
Yes, kind of like, are we giving up control, right?
Right. But the article seems to say it's not about AI taking over completely.
No, it's definitely not about that. It's more about empowering us,
Yeah.
like giving us the tools and insights to make, smarter decisions on our own.
So it's less about AI being the boss and more about it being like a really smart advisor.
Exactly. A really, really smart advisor. Like imagine it analyzes your spending and says, hey, you're eating a lot of takeout. But instead of just judging, it's like, here are some recipes based on what you usually order. Maybe try cooking at home a bit.
Okay, so more like nudging me in the right direction, not like taking over my whole grocery list.
Exactly. It's about making us better at managing our money, not doing it for us.
Okay, yeah, that makes me feel a little better about the whole thing. But let's be real, there are some downsides here, right? Like,
Oh,
we're talking about AI having access to literally every penny I spend. That's a little creepy.
absolutely. And that's why the article really stresses that this all hinges on ethical AI development.
Ethical AI, so like, what does that even mean in this context?
It means being very, very careful about how this tech is built and used. The article talks about transparency, like banks need to be upfront about what data they're collecting and how they're using it.
Okay, so like not just burying it in a million pages of terms and conditions that nobody reads.
Exactly. And that's where we as consumers come in, right?
Yeah.
We can't just blindly trust. We have to ask questions, demand clear answers.
Demand transparency.
Exactly. The more we do that, the more likely companies are to actually listen and build AI that benefits everyone, not just, their bottom line.
Right, right. So we're kind of nearing the end of our deep dive here, and it's a lot to process, but what's the one big takeaway you want listeners to remember about AI and the future of banking?
Honestly, the future is closer than we think, and it's going to be a wild ride. But it's not about being scared of the tech. It's about understanding it, being informed, and making sure it's used to make our lives better, not just more complicated.
Okay, I like that informed, not afraid. That's a good note to end on. So while we can't predict exactly what the future holds, one thing is for sure. Banking is never going to be the same. Thanks for exploring with us, and we'll catch you in the next deep dive.